Hello, we are back with another weekly episode. We're on number 5 this week. So we're just going to go through the usual chit chat, waffle, whatever you want to call it, a little catch up. Got some interesting results to talk about this week. We've had two events, so basically season starts now with Turkey, Istanbul, and China to go through. And we'll cover a little bit of other few bits as well, a few couple of little sciencey bits for all you nerds out there who want to have a bit of sciencey info. So we'll start off with what have you been up to this week, Lee? What have you been doing?
Yeah, so I had a bit of a big week. Still doing the HYROX work, me. So 3 hard days. I had Monday, done some hard thresholds into stations. So rather than just doing the threshold runs, we added a few stations in between. Then Wednesday, I think I put it on my socials. We've been doing 5 by 7 minutes. So this week we've done 6 by 7 minutes. I've been going a track for that, just trying out on the track because I've got a bit more time, and it's harder. Anyone who says like obviously it's better on a track, it's not. I find it a lot harder. Obviously, usually
Yeah.
do my thresholds on a treadmill. It's totally different. So I've been enjoying that. And then Friday was my third hardest day of the week. Just done a HYROX conditioner, a bit of a long piece, 75 minutes,
No
into bike
marathons.
thresholds in the evening. Well, no, not marathons, lads. Half marathons. I got told off, didn't I? So that was a one-off just to test the body, see where I'm at with
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that out my system now.
Nice
It's
one, yeah.
gone.
Felt good.
So yeah,
Felt good, coach.
three
So
hard.
carried on.
Oh lad, he hasn't. He hasn't. He keeps bringing it up. He won't let me live it down. So yeah,
So,
3 hard IROC sessions and then just sprinkled in the volume, easy stuff in between, and feeling good. Speaking to Aaron about it, like it would have been nice if we could go and race this weekend. Istanbul was something that we were looking at originally, but obviously we just couldn't get there. We couldn't make it. So feel like I'm ready to race. Obviously, if not racing now till October, so it'll be interesting to see how I hold out until then. But yeah, it's been good.
I think it's good having that little bit of time off after Worlds to not complete time off, but just finding the love for it again,
Yeah,
feeling fresh again. You know what I mean, and enjoying like I say, getting back into the stations and just I actually enjoy this. Blah blah blah. So it probably
yeah.
does you good, doesn't it, to have a little bit of a mental sort of reset. So yeah, good,
What
good
about
lad.
you? How have you been doing then? What have you been up to?
All right, lad. Yeah, I'm up. My training did 11 hours of training this week, lad. So I'm absolutely flying.
Nice.
Big week for me. That nine and a
Loads of
half
running
hours.
again.
Nine and a half hours was sat on the bike in zone one. Now,
Oh, lovely.
no,
Huge problems, lad. I hope you've got the shorts for it.
no, I managed a couple. I've done a couple of runs this week, so I've done a decent threshold run on a Tuesday, and then I managed a tempo run on the Thursday, which was good. I've made up with that. A couple of little bike sessions sprinkled in, as you say yourself. A couple of bike sessions, and then just my weights. Obviously, I love doing my weight, so it's been good. I've topped up with a few little bits of HYROX bits because I'm not training twice a day now because it's just too hot, lad, to be getting out twice a day here. So I just do it all in one go. So I just
Yeah,
go in the
fair
morning,
enough.
do my weights, and then I'll just go straight into my cardio stuff or whatever. So yeah, I'm enjoying having a good week. I'm still reeling from um, the Delhi result, lad, where I could have had a flag.
You
I
could
was
have, lad. You
fucking
would have
good.
won. Never
I
had
was
a
good
flag, lad.
on
You'd had
that,
a white.
know.
It'd have been a white flag and a
I
qualification.
know, I know, lad, I'm still gutted about that.
I know.
Um,
No, I was speaking to someone else in your age group, and they said the same thing. They were like, "Would have walked that one, but you ain't going to India,
yeah.
was you?" Well, you was actually. You had a
Well,
little
yeah, that's what it
little
is.
thing, didn't
It's only 4 or 5 hours from here, so it's not far.
you? Oh,
So
lad,
yeah,
it'll
good
come. You
week.
just have to do it better next time.
Yeah, definitely. But I tell you what, lad, next year, them India races will be packed.
Everyone will be going, won't they?
Yeah, everyone will go, lad. Everyone will just tie it in. They'll probably like come here for a week and then they'll go to India for a couple of days and then they'll go back home. Everyone will be doing that because I think it's easy overall points. Do you know what I mean?
Chasing points, yeah, chasing points.
Yeah, defo.
But
So,
it's good to see you getting back into it, mate. I hope get your Birmingham ticket and we'll see you there.
well, I don't know about Birmingham. Birmingham seems a bit close to me, mate. Maybe Manchester. I like Manchester. So when that gets released, um, hopefully it shouldn't be too
So
hard because 11 days, so shouldn't be too hard to
yeah,
get a
yeah.
ticket.
It's not too
So
not too far for us, is it? It's only up the road.
yeah, it saves the whole messing around with hotels and all that shit. Like, but yeah, I'll probably look at maybe doing that a solo or maybe a double something. But I fancy having a go now, so yeah, I think I will do.
Got that
So,
bit between your teeth, lad. Got the fight back.
do you know what it is? Like, I'm same as everyone else. I can go for a little bit, and then I have these little periods where I'm like, no, I need to prove myself that I'm all right at something. You know what I mean? So these little things where I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
just like have a little challenge. I might even do that. Are you doing the Goodison 10K? Are
No, but we'll
you
do if you.
allowed?
I'll do it with you if you want. Yeah, if I
Yeah, because
want. I'll do it with you. That's on when I seen it yesterday. When is it? What's the actual
the
date?
4th of October. So I'll probably I'll stay back. So I'm back until the 29th of September, but I'll stay another week. I might just do it.
So I'll do it with you. Yeah. I'll come up. I
I
mean, I
do.
won't race it. I'll do it with you.
I'll race it, and you can just run next to me in zone 2.
Yeah. That doesn't mean like I won't go for it. I can pace you in to get your PB because did Mark pace you last year?
Yeah, I did it last year. Mark paced me, and I was like, right, let's go like 350, 355 pace, like, because that'll get me a sub 40, and I'll be made up. First K we did in 335. Second K we did in 341. I just looked, I was like, man, what's
Wow.
going on here? Still managed it. Like, I still got my PB
Nice.
under 40, but it was good. You know, it was boss. Obviously, we're both blue, but it was just a boss atmosphere. Good. You just run out towards the pier head, turn around, spin back. It was good. It was a good race, lad.
Oh, sound.
So
Yeah, go on then. But we'll
I might
book
do
that
that.
in. I'll do that with you.
Sweet lad. Okay, seamless link into the HYROX results. So we'll go first with China.
Let's go.
We had
Okay, so
a few sort of elite-ish guys there. Not loads, but a few. So we had winner was Fabi, which I'll
Fabi
be
won.
honest, I was shocked the Fabi won.
Like like the one thing that was shocked me there. So he won with a 59.11, but his wall balls, like
6:25, wasn't it?
lads. Yeah, if you win a race with a 6-minute wall balls, like
He
it's
said
unheard of.
that he said the ball kept slipping out of his hands.
Yeah, I seen that. I read it, but
that was what he said. Like, but
it's a
yeah,
long wall balls. That I mean, he still managed it. He was the only one who ran under the hour on the day. So 59.11. It's
I would
everyone
have
else is.
assumed. Well, I think everyone probably would have assumed it was going to be JK's.
Yeah, I mean,
JK
he finished fourth, didn't he? An hour just over the hour.
Yeah, mad. I mean, he came first. Fabi came first. Hugo second. Ewan Applewhite was third, wasn't he?
Yeah, Ewan was third.
And then JK fourth. So I mean, obviously JK's just not in top form. He can't be if he's one of them. So it's like 5 minutes off where he should be, really.
His run time was 30, like over the 30-minute mark, and he's a lot faster than that. He's a lot quicker when he's. Yeah, as you say, he must just he must just be racing just to see where he was at. It's not going to be in his prime, his peak.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's probably got enough. He will be in the 15 now with enough points. And that, so it probably doesn't make a massive amount of difference if he wasn't chasing, the 105 like Fabi was. I mean, one thing I will say about Fabi is I'll give him his flowers. He goes to races. Like, he's already been to India the other week, and then he's coming to China this week. He lives in Germany. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like
he's getting around.
A quick trip.
He thanked someone for the tip, didn't he? So I wondered if he's getting like a bit of sponsors to go.
No, that's his missus, that.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I didn't click on the link. Is it? Yeah.
So she's let him go, like, basically. I think she said, yeah.
Fair enough, lad.
She's given him a pass.
It's far
so
to
yeah,
go.
I'll give him his flowers there and say he is turning up and he's racing, so he's doing what he needs to do. Basically, he's getting out there. He's picking the obscure races to try and get, because he, no disrespect, but he knows that in a stacked field, he's not gonna, he's not gonna be getting big points. If he'd gone to Istanbul, he might have got like third or fourth overall again.
Yeah, well, going off his time, obviously the time's a lot different, but you had lads in Istanbul running 55s, 56s, 57s, so it's obviously a lot more deeper field.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. I don't know about the course in China, but it doesn't really matter the time, I suppose. Now it's kind of like just who's come one position. So Fabi's picked up the big points. Hugo has obviously got some decent points there as well, which probably bumps him up a little bit. He's a mad guy, to be honest, lad. I think I've not met anyone who doesn't agree that he's a mad guy. Obviously does.
The volume he does, like, ridiculous,
Yeah,
especially on them
the thing
eggs.
is, yeah, but what for?
I know
Like
he's
the
not
guy
getting like
put the
the big
no, the
results,
guy's
is he?
putting in like 30 hours of training, and he's doing. Well, I think he's puts up like apparently 200k of eggs a week, and then 100k running a week on a treadmill, and this that does swimming and blah blah. But he's been stuck around the same sort of time for a while. So I don't know. I feel like probably a lot of it's just junk, or I don't know, whatever. But he is definitely a mad guy. He's fit, like
He is.
obviously, but um, I don't think it's
I
paying
think you've got
dividends to the amount of time he's putting in.
and then you look at Ewan, like Ewan who finished in third. So he's been with Adam for a while, Ewan. He's now he's coached by John Wynn now.
John
So
Wynn, yeah,
obviously and he won the world for the doubles, didn't he? So he was age group world champion in the doubles, and he's put in some good solo performances. He's only in the 16 to 24 age group, so he's got a lot of potential. It'd be interesting to see where he falls over the next couple of seasons.
yeah. I think his wall balls were 3.5 minutes. But he's done the wall balls 3 minutes faster than Fabi, I think.
Well, I'm not surprised. Aaron has us do 1,000 of them a week. So anyone who can't do the wall balls on Aaron's program, then I don't know how you're going to improve. So yeah, then wall balls. That's why I'm good, mate. Aaron has me doing. I think, you know what? I'm not even winding you up. I think I've done. I tell you how many I've done now on Monday. 200. I've done 400 wall balls on Monday.
I think
And
a couple of years.
He told me to miss them on the second one. He said, "You don't need to do them now. You've done them in the morning." I was like, "Nope, it's written down on my plan. I'm doing them."
Doing it, and then he's got OCD. Yeah,
Couldn't walk the next day, lad.
I think a couple of years ago, the wall balls were Aaron's Achilles heel, weren't they? So he's obviously
Yeah,
gone all in on perfecting, fine tuning what works to actually get better at doing them. So fair play. It is where
and it's
people.
what, yeah.
So it's people, where people win or lose the race. The two stations where people fuck it is sled pull and wall balls. They're the two, in my
Yeah,
opinion, that just absolutely fold people, and your race is fucked from it.
yeah, and luckily enough, both of them are probably my two strengths. Just need to get
Um,
faster. Let's go to Turkey
wim,
then. Or do you want to jump on the women's?
go on, yeah. There wasn't much going on with the women's, but go on, have a look.
Yeah, so Jess Petrov, she won it. She got a 63 minute. She's the only name that I really recognised there. She won.
I mean,
As I say, yeah.
overall the times for the pros are a little bit slow, aren't they? I mean, you said to me the open. I didn't look at the open times, but the open times were quite quick. But overall, the pro times are slow on both sides there, aren't they?
Yeah, so she ran a 63, and I mean, she got the woman behind her, Azara Gandola from Italy. She was 40 seconds behind, so it was a little bit of a tight one between them two, and then it dropped off. Then 104, 106, and as I say, no names that we'd recognise apart from Jess. So she's obviously gone to get a point. She's got 105 points, which she needs, and then yeah, that's another like
Job done.
elite 15. Yeah, job done.
Yeah,
Nice and easy points, and then on to Istanbul then.
Yeah, so Istanbul was way more stacked as well. There was supposed to be a big lineup, to be honest with you. I had one guy, shout out to Vinny, he did well. He did a 61 pro solo. Buzzing for there because he fucking grasped his balls off, mate. So fair play to Vinny, he's a good lad. So I made up for not a PB, but a good result. Yeah, that's him, mate, yeah. So good result. Nice. Overall, we had Wrong, Javier. So I thought Javier before was going to probably win. To be honest with you, I was talking to Chris and Aaron about it on the morning. But at the same time, like, you can't really count Ronk out, especially he seems to do really well when someone puts the pressure on him from the start. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen a couple of people try and do it with him. I remember when Luke tried to sort of put pressure on him from the start, and a few other people, and he does really well in that position. And obviously, Javier being a runner, you can't really count Ronk out. So, had him, Javier, you had the young lad who's just kind of come along loads this season, Dylan Caruso. He was supposed to race but didn't race. You had Aitor.
He's done the doubles.
Oh, did he?
He raced the doubles, lad, finished second, yeah.
Spanish guy, Aitor. You had another Spanish guy. I can't remember. He comes second, I think.
Sanchez Santos.
That's Santos, yeah. You had him. Another guy called Jacques Haldik, is it? Or Halkadik, something like that.
Yeah,
so
UK lad, yeah.
Yeah, he had a couple of decent guys in there. Um,
It's been a
so
fast
overall,
court, mate. Well, it's been rapid, like a 55.04, 55.53, and then a 56.16. So to go there and to get any of the points, to get any points top 8, you've got to have ran sub 59.
yeah. Do you think that is a
So it's
fast
quick.
course though? I suppose it's
I just picked
6
the
to 1 half
field, I
dozen
mean.
other. Yeah. Because one, all of them probably aren't going to be in like peak shape right now. But on the other hand, you'd expect all them to be running 54s regularly now. Like wrong, be running 54s easy now. And Javier, I'd expect him to be
Yeah.
running 54s regular.
I think they must have been watching the Open again, because Dylan Scott put a post out. He said he expected from the Open result, he expected the pro times to be around 52, 53. And then
Right.
obviously when Ronk won it with a 55. So I think Dylan posted again after it saying, it surprised me. I thought it would be quicker. So yeah, as you say, you'd expect them to run it. They've obviously all gone to get points. Xavier has probably thought he had no chance of winning. Don't know where that puts him getting there. I don't know what he's picked up on, probably about 97 points, 100 points or something, finishing third.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. As you say, this time last year, that race probably would have been no one would have been there, so it would have been an easy win for someone. But I think with all these points, obviously you've got Ronk travelling and you've got a couple of the other lads travelling over to get the points. It was good. The pro men in the doubles as well was exciting, because it was the first time we've seen Luke Greer and Jake team up.
Just say 48-30 or 48-25 or something like that.
Yeah, well 48-46, but
46 was it?
That's what you expect. Them two can run. Like, they are fast, especially Jake in the doubles. He's just a different beast.
Jake's an incredible doubles runner, and like Luke's like up there nearly 15 now, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So good pairing. Not the pairing I expected to see this year, if I'm honest. I expected to see Luke and Harry.
Yeah, I wonder what's gone on there, yeah.
Don't know, to be honest with you. Don't want to speculate.
That puts Harry free now as well. So I wonder who's going to obviously knock on Harry's door to pick him up, because Harry can run. He can shift.
Lad, Harry's a good doubles racer. Like, on them sleds, mate, he's an absolute beast.
Yeah, he is. He's a monster.
He's good. Do you know what? I would probably say the only thing that would sort of let Harry down is and it's shit. It's like he hasn't really got much of a social media presence.
Yeah, he hasn't.
It's shite that. So I don't think
a lot of these elite lads, that's what they're looking at, aren't they? A lot of these elite, obviously they need sponsors. They need support to get to races.
You've got to get sponsored. You've got to get paid. So you need eyes on you, which is completely fair. Because if you're going to go all in and be full time at this, you need someone to help pay the bills. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Harry hasn't raced like a massive amount since the start of the year.
Oh, he done that decade, didn't he, do the day? Because we were speaking about that. But in HYROX,
but HYROX hasn't raced much.
He just the Worlds he done, didn't he? He obviously was in the Worlds with Luke, and then he done the relay. But he has in solo times.
He's good. He's really good. Harry, he's a 2-time world champ, isn't
he? Yeah, well, and he's worked on his running. I remember he was saying that he went away, and I think he done a bit with Luke. Like, obviously they done a bit of running training together. And I've seen him on the course move, mate. He can shift. Like, especially for the big lad, because he's a unit.
He's a big lad, mate. Yeah. So
runs like he's ice skating, he just glides. So it just glides past you, and you're just like, oh, here we go again. So in that pro doubles, we had obviously Jake and Luke that won. Then we had Dylan Caruso, you've just said. Him and Eugenio, so they finished second.
What time did they get?
They got a 50.07, so they're not far off breaking the 50-minute. That's fast.
Good that.
Because that Eugenio's your age, isn't he? He's in your age group.
Mate, he's so quick here, and that Eugene, he's rapid, mate. On the runs, he's fucking rapid.
So they fall into the 30 to 34, because that Dylan must only be young, so we must bring Eugenio right down.
Yeah.
Then we had Eric, Oscar Bow and Eric Woodward. They finished third.
The Norwegians, they're good then.
Yeah. 50, they got a 50-minute 10, and then Jamie Pratt, Danny Ray, they finished fourth. That's their second out, and I think they've raced twice together now. That's a big PB for them too. I think they ran a 52 just before the season finished, and obviously now they're on a 50-59. So yeah, big improvements. Obviously they're getting used to each other, that transition time and stuff. I
think it's a good move for both of them, to be honest with you. Jamie Pratt's a good racer. probably just a little bit outside where it needs to be for the Division 1 as a solo. But obviously with him being rapid, combining with Danny, who's also maybe just, well, Danny's probably just a little bit outside where it needs to be for the Division 1 or just on the cusp. So combined, they should easily be able to get into that Division 1 as a pair and do well. So I think that's a good pair. I think that's a good move for them, to be honest.
Yeah, I do. And I was looking down the list. Obviously, I could go on to like top 15 and recognise all the names, but it's interesting now to see that people are probably not spending too much time on the solos to try and see how they get on with these doubles. And, you know, when you go into these events and these races, it'll be interesting to see how stacked the singles field is compared to the pro doubles, because people are obviously sacrificing the singles to focus on the doubles. So it might be easier well, not easier, but it might be, you know, better for people in terms of getting podiums in the solo races. Some of these elite lads are obviously just putting it all in.
Dylan Caruso was supposed to race solos and just focus on the doubles last night.
Yeah, so, exactly. That's what a lot of people are doing.
Yeah.
So it was good. Nice result there.
Didn't we? Yeah. So, yeah, I think we'll see a lot more of that. So good results all around. Interesting now. Obviously, season's kicking off. Won't be long till it's only 4 weeks till Tenerife, or 5 weeks till Tenerife. 6. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. I'm interested. Yeah, that's good to watch. I mean, again, I know loads of lads going to that one. That does loads. You're travelling today, aren't you, with a few of your athletes?
Yeah, I've got a few there. Yeah, so it'll be good. Looking forward to it.
Nice, mate.
Rome's going to be the big one, lad.
Yeah, again, the outdoor thing, it like entices a lot of people in, doesn't it? With it being an outdoor track.
Outdoor, and then you get a little holiday, don't you? So you can take the missus. You can say, "Oh, come with me this time." So you get an extra. You get a little pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, lads. I should have thought that one myself through. I haven't thought it through. I might look for last minute tickets and get over there myself.
Yeah. You just say to her, "Do you want to come to Gdansk?" No, you're like, "Love, I'll stay here."
You won't come there with me. No way. Not a romantic trip in Gdansk. Right, okay then. So do you want to move on to another next topic? Okay, so I've seen this week on I follow Rich Ryan. Obviously, he posts a lot about it. It was about losing weight, weight and performance in HYROX.
Yeah.
And again, we have yeah. Go on.
We touched on this in sort of episode 1, with like obviously being lighter, you're going to be faster. So if you're just an all-out runner, then being lighter is always going to help you. So you're doing marathons, 5Ks, whatever, that's going to help. When it comes to, even when you're doing open weight HYROX, it probably will help you a bit. When it comes to doing pro HYROX, there's going to be like a set point of like diminishing returns of like losing weight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you can keep getting lighter and lighter. Look at Hunter, for example, when he normally sits about 200 pound, 90 kilo-ish all year, or at race weight. When he raced in Nice, he dropped right down to like 180 something, so he dropped about 15 pounds. So let's call it 80 something, low 80 kg, whatever. And it just didn't affect him. So people had speculation about why he lost so much weight, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it was, losing that weight to get lighter didn't help him. And that happens with a lot of people where they just lose too much weight, sacrificing the strength just because they feel great on the runs. So I think getting lighter helps, but you've got to find your racing weight. You've got to find your sort of what's best for you. Do you know what I mean? And not look at like an arbitrary number of I need to be 80k or I need to be 75k or whatever.
Yeah, well, I got a guy posted I commented on his post just saying basically the same thing happened to me. Again, we spoke about it in episode 1, where just purely because of the volume I was doing, I just gradually lost weight, came down.
Yeah.
And as you say, I felt leaner. I felt like I could run faster. You know, them longer workouts, we were doing 90-minute HYROX workouts at the time just to get the conditioning in, and they felt great. Like they were good. I felt strong on them. But on the race day, the sled just felt tougher, as it would. Sled push, sled pull. Even the wall balls, I said, didn't I, in episode 1, they just felt a lot heavier. I struggled on them. I like to sit around 88 kilos, me. And when I seen this post, because obviously I've not been really tracking anything, I weighed myself, I stood on the scales that morning. And that's it. I'm back on 88 now, and my training's going really well. I don't think my running's dropped at all. You know, I'm keeping the same paces. I feel pretty much my heart rate's pretty much the same. So I said on the comments, replied back to me and he said, so what do you think the ideal weight is? And when I looked at it, most of the pro men sit between 80 and 85. So most of those elite lads, that they fall into that bracket, whether that's obviously just genetics or whether that's where they want to be. So I think the best weight that you want to be is the lightest you can be without sacrificing too much strength on those strength stations, because you're just not going to recover. If you go in light and you're faster runner, when you come off them sleds, you'll feel it, and your running will take a hit anyway.
Yeah. I think if you're trying to force the issue both ways, it's going to hurt you. So if you're trying to put weight on too quick, just to hit a certain number, like say you're 75k and you think I need to bulk up to 82, and you just pile on this weight on it, and all of a sudden you put 7k on in 6 weeks, you're going to feel heavy, you're going to feel slow. Same the other way. If you're 90k and trying to get down to 82 in a certain amount of weeks, then you're going to feel weakened. If you're just doing it naturally, so you're just fueling it appropriately, sensibly, you know, you're eating well, so you're fueling with like good fuel, not just eat shit, like, then your body will kind of find where it wants to be anyway. Do you know what I mean? And you'll be able to just keep creeping your volume up. I've had this one of my clients where we had a break from HYROX completely. I said, right, let's focus on body comp just for our own reasons, you know, wherever she wants to do a holiday and feel the best about herself. So did a cut, and then slowly just started increasing the calories, increasing the volume with it, kept it up, and she stayed at the right way where she wanted to be. Her calories are back up to where she was before, feels better. So just taking a bit of time to do that. You can have the volume and add the calories and still feel good as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, nutrition's a big part of my training. You can ask anyone the amount, like, I feel for every session. I never train fasted. In the morning, I get up a little bit earlier to eat. After the session, I have a carb drink and then I eat again. So before all sessions, I'm fueled. You know, I like to train on pretty full belly. And I think that's why I don't drop the weight drastically, because I'm always fueled. And if I've done a big session, I'm making sure I'm getting the extra carb drinks in, because that's the best way for me to get the calories back into my body. So yeah, I would, as I said, I'd recommend people to test with it, but slowly, because again, if you drop that weight, them niggles and them injuries and picking up bugs and getting sick, it just happens to most people I've seen trying to cut weight fast.
The first thing I normally say to people is, like, rather than trying to restrict calories or pushing volume up crazy or anything mad like that, is just tidy your diet up. Yeah. So, like, if you know you're eating shit and you're eating takeaways 3 times a week or whatever or more, just stop doing that. Just tidy your diet up. I'm not saying you can't have like one day of the week where you have an off-plan meal with your missus or whatever and the kids or whatever, blah blah. But if you know you're doing it multiple times a week, or every day you're eating chocolate bars with your dinner, or you're having stuff after your tea that you shouldn't really be having, just tidy those things up first. Address that. Eat generally well to fuel your performance, and then see what happens. From there, you can start making adjustments of, like, do we need to take calories down or up? Do we need to push your NEAT up? Do you want to do this, blah, blah, you know, things you can do first. But first step, I would always say, is just tidy things up and make sure it's... Go on, what are you laughing at?
I've got a mate. My best mate is like a drastic weight cutter. So when we've got it like on holiday or something booked, mate, he can just lose like 5 kilos like that, but he starves himself.
No carbs.
And, oh, mate, honestly. So I was speaking to him, and because his training's going really well, and I said, listen, your training will drop. You know, if you start to do that now, your training's going to drop. So, you know, one thing he'd done, he changed. He stopped eating he's got 2 kids. He stopped eating their dinner. So after his tea, he was obviously clearing up what they'd left, and the weight fell off of me, because he must have been putting like an extra 1,000 calories in without even thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's, as you say, it's little things like that. Just cut out stuff that you're probably not even realising. I'm a bad one for peanut butter, mate. So, like, the amount of peanut butter that I can go through on my toast and the amount of bread that I can eat in a day is ridiculous. So sometimes I just say to the missus, listen, just buy a little tub, so I'll make it last for the week. Buy a little one, but she buys them big massive ones that you can get, you know, for like a £5. Mate, I can clear one of them in a week, you know, no problem.
You're logging a teaspoon of peanut butter, but it's like this.
I don't know. I know, it's mad. Big lob on it. And one thing that people laugh at me is I weigh all my food, not because I'm I'm watching my calories. I don't track my calories at all, but I do weigh my food just for portion sizes on my plate. It's just come from my bodybuilding days. So I know, like, I want on my tea 100 grams of rice. So I could probably do it by eye, but I just put it on the scales because it's just easier. So I weigh all my food anyway. And I think if people get into that routine of just weighing the food, and if you want to come into a little bit of a deficit, just take 5 grams, 10 grams off your rice or off your potatoes and just cut it in small amounts each time.
It just teaches you a little bit of discipline as well doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and I weigh everything, like I'm a nightmare with it. Yeah.
Yeah, your OCD is on another level, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is that, and I'm just so used to it. So it's funny because when the kids have a bowl of cereal, I get the scales out and my eldest lad's like, Dad, what are you doing? I'm like, look, if you have a 50 grams bowl of cereal, it's lovely compared to 100 grams with hardly any milk. And I make a good bowl of cereal. That's what I always say to him. And he laughs. He goes mad. He goes, oh, where's my dad with the scales out again?
Mum, can you make it?
It's just habit. Mum, can you make it? She puts double the amount to me. So I think anything with weight, just obviously, go, bide your time with it. Do what works for you, but nothing drastic, nothing stupid, because obviously you're just going to pick up those.
I think, like, definitely carrying a load of excess on your body is just not useful. I mean, like, I've done my first solo HYROX, I was 108 kilos. Like, it was completely unnecessary for me to be that weight. Do you know what I mean? So it's just fat, lad, to be honest. It was just unnecessary.
You weren't taking mirror selfies then, lads, was you?
Yeah, lad, the selfies, lads. I don't care, lads, still take the selfies. But yeah, just completely necessary. So it's just a lot easier if you don't have that type of stuff on you. Some people genetically aren't going to be like super muscular. Yeah. So some people will always, even if they're slim, they'll always look a little bit soft. But it's just, you don't have to be like, overweight and like really, really heavy. It's just gonna be hard work for you.
What was so the next one then? And I spoke to you like off podcast about this, and I've seen you've programmed it a little bit for some of your athletes. Is heat training? Again, another thing I'm seeing pop up quite a lot is heat training, and obviously we're seeing more people doing it. Where do you stand with this one?
It was big last year, and do you know what? I had a couple of lads before Worlds, and I said to them, look, I've read some studies on it. I said, what I've read is still kind of a little bit up in the air about HYROX and whether HYROX isn't actually long enough to get a benefit. The race isn't long enough to get a benefit from the heat training that you do. I said, but if you want to try it, we can try it. But don't say, I'm not saying you have to. I said, but if you want to try it, we can try it. We'll increase the amount of time that you do week by week, and see if it makes a difference. If I'm completely honest, lad, I don't think it made a difference. I don't think it made a difference to being acclimated to the heat in Sweden. Not that Sweden was roasting, but like in the venue, it was hot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I don't think it made a difference. I don't think it made a difference to acclimating to the venue temperature. I don't think it made that much difference because it makes adaptations in the body as well. I don't think it made that much difference to that. But it was something that I said to people, if you want to try it, we'll try it. We can give it some practical application, see if it works. People like John Wynn swears by it.
Yeah,
John Wynn swears by it.
Graham Halliday was doing a good amount.
Graham's done a lot of it. So for them, maybe they've done it different from how I've done it, or they've done more of it, but it's worked for them, or maybe they didn't feel like. I mean, John does say it works. Graham, I'm not too sure what he said, but I know he was doing a bit of it. Ronan was doing a bit of it. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Don't know. I don't necessarily think I'd advise it again.
Yeah, well, I've never done it. Well, we don't program it unless it's a hot day and you're training in the heat anyway. We don't. I don't go out in a sauna suit and I don't go out to heat train. It's not something that Aaron programs for us. I think that the problem with the heat training is then when are you doing it, because it's going to impact your quality days if you're doing it then, and if you're trying to have an easy recovery day and you're lashing on a sauna suit, now your heart rate goes up X amount of beats, per minute. You're turning that recovery day into another tough day. So I don't know where most people had fitted in.
Yeah, so the way we were doing it was said, right, stick a couple of layers on with your sauna suit or a couple of layers on. So a couple of lads done it. So Jesse done it, Mark done it, another lad, I had Andy done it. Said stick a couple of layers on, a hoodie on, whatever. I said, and don't worry about hitting like zone 2 pace on the bike or necessarily working to a zone 2 heart rate. I said, just go on the bike. Yeah, so if your heart rate's 110, sound, whatever. So, but don't be pushing it, because obviously, like you just said, start affording more recovery, bleeds into the next day, and the next day, blah, blah, blah. So that's how we did it. Doing heat training for like, one thing that winds me up is like people will go out on a hot day, right? When you've had that heat wave in the UK the other week, and they were going out doing thresholds outside and going heat training, like, what adaptations are you getting from one flipping outside session?
Yeah,
doing
you're not,
8x4 minutes in the 30 degrees. Oh yeah, good little bit of heat stimulus. What heat stimulus are you getting from that, mate? It was one session.
You're not, lads.
One off. Yeah, one session, one off. Fuck, heat stroke, cabbage on the couch for the rest of the day, dehydrated, couldn't hit your paces. Like that, that's just not good. You're not getting any stimulus from that. Like.
It's what is it, like 4-6 weeks most people can do it for before they start seeing real like adaptations if it works for that person.
It's same with any real bit of training. You need to give it like 6 weeks, don't you, before you see any real adaptations. So yeah, it's definitely doing your hard stuff in there. There's going to be times where you can't avoid it. So when you've got a heat wave or when you're places like here and it's hot, you can't avoid it being hot, but that means you've got to pull your paces back or pull the to match the effort that you're given. If you're not hitting your paces but you're still hitting the effort that you need to, i.e. you're in zone 4 but you're 10 seconds slower than you need to be, then that's where you need to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I suppose it'd make more sense if like a lot of these races are in the hot climate, and as you say, Sweden, it was warm, it was humid inside, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't. We couldn't have been used to without doing the heat training. So
I actually imagine that with the heat stuff, it's probably like the way altitude training works is like there's 2 ways you can do it. So it's live high, train high. So live at high altitude and train at high altitude, or live at high altitude and train at low altitude. But the crux of it is you have to spend most of your time at altitude to get the benefit. So I imagine it's the same with heat. So if you spend most of your time in the heat and you're living in the heat, then you start making adaptations and you get used to the climate. Like when I come back from here, I'll probably be a little bit better heat adjusted in the UK.
Do you want a sub 60?
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's not miracles. But do you know what I mean? Because I spend much time here and it's hot. Come back to the UK, it will feel easier because I spend months here rather than just spending 2 hours a week in a heat suit or sitting in the sauna on a bike. I think you get more adaptations from living in the country and spending majority of your time there as opposed to just doing it. I'm not saying heat training doesn't work, because people like Alfie Manthorpe swear by it. Some of the other big athletes use it for marathon blocks and whatever else. So obviously it does have a benefit, but whether it carries into HYROX, I don't think so.
I tried the sauna for a little bit, like a couple of years ago. Used to get a sauna, and then the next day I'd still be knackered. I'd still be like shattered. And I was reading that Paddy the Baddy from the UFC, he doesn't really get in saunas, so he gets sauna blankets. And he was saying because once he's in the sauna, that like obviously his head, he just said he just feels knackered after it. So he uses sauna blankets to keep his head out of it. And I don't know what the benefits are there, but that's what he prefers. And I remember going into the sauna, I'd come out and I'd feel knackered, and I'd think of go to bed here. And it's just not for me. I mean, I don't mind using them every now and then, but I'm not going to incorporate it into my training.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with saunas. Like people say you need to do it 3 times a week, 20 minutes. There's loads of different protocols you can do. So the most common is like 20 minutes in one straight run. That is the best for like recovery, stimulating growth hormone, etc., etc. But a 20-minute block in the sauna, ideally straight after weight training, it can or some kind of training, can be quite difficult because you're already a bit shagged from your training and whatever. So it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
adds a little bit more recovery. It's basically it's still a stressor. So the reason saunas work is because it's a stressor. It still stresses the body to force adaptation. So you shouldn't really do them during your taper week. A load of people smash saunas every day of the week before a race because like, oh, recovery. Well, sauna still needs recovery. You should stop saunas 2 weeks out from a race, really.
Yeah, it's like doing an extra cardio sessions where you're
Yeah,
coming
it
off
is,
your
lad. Yeah,
weight and going into the
yeah,
gym,
yeah.
doing like a
It is,
throw
lad.
for
Yeah,
20 minutes. Does
yeah,
you do.
it is. So
And then leading nicely on from that then is VO2 training. So obviously
yeah,
again I'm seeing posts out there, people doing more VO2 for obviously the high tolerance, jumping into that zone 5 for like short bouts of time. Again, what do you do with the VO2 training around your athletes?
so it has a value, but I think at certain times of the year. So I might put VO2 max training in. So after Wales, I'll give everyone sort of like a bit of a general sort of build up to starting back into a block. So I'll give everyone who competes at Wales like a little bit of a week off, like just go and do whatever you want for a week. Slow build in, and then I'll start putting some VO2 max stuff in because it's something we probably haven't done for ages. So I'll put in VO2 max stuff for maybe 4 weeks, and then move back into doing more threshold stuff. And then I might put some more VO2 max stuff in closer to a race for a couple of weeks and stuff. For trying to increase tolerance above threshold. So Rich Ryan was the one who put the post out, wasn't he? Saying he's plateaued basically at threshold for 2 years, he feels like. So he's going to start doing more VO2 stuff to see can that push the tolerance and increase lactate buffering and stuff like that. So I don't know. I was speaking to Chris and Aaron about it afterwards. I mean, them two obviously love the science. They're way more up on the science than I am. So they obviously had their opinions on it. I'm sure they'll probably talk about it in their own podcast. I don't think it's something that you maybe want to be putting in all year because, I mean, we talked about it with CrossFit. Like CrossFit is very much like that. It's very anaerobic. It's very much that type of stuff. And CrossFit is easily moved straight over into HYROX,
Yeah, not at all, no.
You look at Ricky Gerard, one of the best CrossFitters out there. He's had a couple of goes at HYROX and he's done a 60 minutes, I think, or thereabouts. But he's not done anything amazing. That other guy, that James Newbury, who come second in the world a couple of years ago, it's took him ages to even get to a half decent doubles time.
Even Sprague, who won the CrossFit, the one who won the CrossFit, he was like 39th in Phoenix, wasn't he? So it's
So
it's just totally different fitness.
There's a couple of guys. So like Willie George, the French guy, he was in CrossFit and he moved over to HYROX. He's doing well now because he's changed his type of training. So VO2 max stuff is good. Doing it in the right way to sort of, like say, help buffer your lactate and stuff will have a benefit, but do you need to be doing it all year round? No, because it's just too costly. Like those sessions are hard, and
getting into zone 5.
Yeah, it just creates a big bill, mate. It just creates a big bill for your body to recover from. And the problem with HYROX people is they're all psychos and just go, oh yeah, feel good, feel sound, I'll go again. So you do a VO2 max session in the morning, can't go and do another similar session later on that night, or another like massively really hard VO2 threshold, upper threshold session later on that day. You're just going to be fucking wiped out. All the quality is going to be rubbish.
You mentioned Aaron, like Aaron and Chris talking about it. Like we don't do much of it throughout the season. I mean, when it becomes a little bit more race specific, we will obviously up the intensity slightly. In the build up to Wales, I would say probably did a little bit more twitching towards the VO2 max, just because obviously it's that doubles race that I was prepping for, so we needed that to be used to that, like that kind of higher stimulus for a short amount of time. But throughout the season, we don't do a huge amount of it. Adam will sprinkle it in every now and then. We done a chipper the other week that probably pushed me into there, but that's probably just because I was pushing for it. I was like, right, let's throw one VO2 max session in just to have me lying on the floor after it. Because every now and then, you just feel like you need that little stimulus, especially for me training in a CrossFit gym. And I'm seeing all the lads like doing 15, 20 minute AMRAPs or whatever they're doing, and they're absolutely sending themselves. Sometimes I just feel like, you know what, like to put myself in there. But as you say, I think with the HYROX, yeah, maybe leading into a race, there's probably a little bit of time for it. It would be good to see how Rich's progression and his kind of like diary on it, how he feels it's worked, what happens with his
Well,
training. But yeah,
Rich is like obviously one of the best in the world consistently. Been in Elite 15 for years now. I think he's about 40, give or take. So
yeah, it
he's
is.
probably like he's probably like got nothing to lose. May as well give it a
Mm,
go and see what happens. But yeah, I mean, do you know what? I was listening to a podcast a while ago, and it was a guy called Fergus Crawley, who is like a hybrid beast, mate. He's done all kind of like he was doing hybrid stuff when it sort of first started, like big ultras and big lifts all the same day. Anyway, this was his podcast, and he was saying that with CrossFitters, they basically can start off on a treadmill on a test where they'll be walking, then they can start jogging into zone 2, and then they will almost instantly go into zone 5 as they start running, because they spend so much time up in that upper zone. They don't train the middle zones. The body
yeah,
just goes straight up to that top zone because that's where they're used to. They can hold it for a bit, but because they don't train those middle bits, the body's just acclimated to it. So I think if you just spend all of your time binning yourself and like people saying like, oh, zone 5 crew and all this, blah, 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 and they're flexing about how high the heart rate is during a workout, you're just hanging on. You're spending all your workouts hanging on, and then your race will be exactly the same.
yeah,
Realistically, you're going to be zone 3 and 4 for a decent solo HYROX, aren't you?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you pace it
So you
right,
need
yeah,
to, yes, you need to train them zones. You need to be like more efficient in them zones. I mean, the boys are always talking about efficiency, and that's right. Like you want to be efficient in them zones. It's not like, oh, I spent 60 minutes in 185 average with a 200 max. Like it should be, controlled right until the end, and then you spent at the very end of it. Not like, oh, yes, I'm in fucking zone 5 and I'm on the ski. I've got 50 odd minutes left to go.
and you know what, it works the other way as well, because like, and it'll bring us on to our last topic about the ultras. So like a lot of the lads who were in the HYROX or the hybrid space who were like got jumping onto ultras, we've seen that it's just it's a total different fitness, total different ball game. The
Yeah,
recovery that I've seen from a lot of the lads who I race in the HYROX has just been like they've come out and said themselves like, listen, I'm not going to do that again. My body's done in. It's been like 2 weeks now, and they're still feeling like the repercussions of it. And so it works both sides, doesn't it? Like we can't just pick ourselves up and go and race an ultra and think, oh, because of our HYROX training or our hybrid training, it's something we can do and we can perform at. Because obviously the body's just not accustomed to it.
yeah. I mean, there's a couple of ways you got to look at that event of like 60k is all right. 60k is not a massive ultra. It's a still an ultra. Like obviously, it's 60k is what 35 miles or whatever it is, decent amount of distance, 40 miles,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So it's big. But not only were you doing this ultra at like a decent pace because it's like a backyard format, it's every hour on the hour. You sprinkled in the middle of it anaerobic or threshold burst because everyone's doing the ski at like a decent pace.
Yeah.
So your body, when you do an ultra, generally you're going to stay in zone 2 for the whole of it.
And I think that
You'll be spending weeks building up the mileage.
the runs were up and down as well, like the runs weren't like a straight
Oh
flat
yeah, yeah,
course. And
yeah,
people think
yeah.
going up, obviously going up hard, but even coming down on your joints and your knees, and it would have done, well, it's done a lot of the lads in, it definitely would have finished me off.
Yeah, I'd have done one lap and just said, listen, I'm staying on the ski.
Yeah. And it's the fueling as well. Like a lot of them fueling. I spoke to Lewis after it, and he was just like, he says he struggles to get the food in. He couldn't fuel, and there's only so many gels you can take. Um, so he was saying he was meant to be doing one, Lewis, at the end of the month, and he's just like, my body's just not, I just can't. And he does big volume on the bike, on the running.
Yeah, yeah.
Out of most of us, he's probably one that you'd think, he'll be fine, he'll be all right at it. But even he said the impact, the damage he's had on his body the last couple of weeks is just not worth it.
With the ultras and stuff, you kind of got to same as everything. You kind of got to specialize with the ultras because you get so adapted to the fueling and like the fuel that your body's burning. Obviously, you're spending most of your time in zone 2, so you're going to be mainly fat dependent on what you're burning during the race. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas with threshold and with HYROX and sort of 10K half marathon stuff, it's all fairly similar type of vibe. But ultras is completely different. Plus, like I say, when you're doing these ultras, you need to have strengthened up the tendons, the ligaments, the muscles to get your joints used to it by spending a lot of time on the feet. You know, if you're doing 60K in one go, uphill, downhill, most people's running volume is going to be around 60, 70, maybe 80K a week total. So for a 60K ultra, you probably want to be doing more than that per week. You know, you'll run 100, 120 or more to get ready for one of them. So just being conditioned enough in your joints and your body to spend that much time on your feet. And like I say, it wasn't like a backyard format completely where you had a 20-minute rest every lap. The 20-minute rest was you go, I go ski at 135 to 140 pace. So it was.
And they were skiing fast, some of them. I was watching it. Wow, they were skiing at serious pace. Obviously, it slowed down as I was watching some of the live videos and stuff. It was slowing down a lot. And then I think the bigger lads were starting to think, I've sent it too much in the first couple of hours or whatever they were doing. But yeah.
But the elevation was steep as well, because I looked at the pictures from the day, and like there was a load of pictures going up this hill. Do you see it? So I think as you come out, it was a hill going up. Looked at the top 10 times. I think George PB'd my 5K on every lap, probably going up this flipping massive big hill.
Lad, I seen some of his splits, some of his times he put up. The lad's a beast, lad, honestly.
His gradient adjusted pace was like 3 something. And so I think he was third, and the guy who won the fastest 5K lap, Michael Caton, he's a beast. Like, he's got 14-minute 5K in. So he's like silly quick. Jesse made top 10 as well. He was buzzing there. It was all over his story, lad. So he was made up with himself.
I tell you what, he put a good shift in by the looks of it as well. But I think he said his hammy's been playing up. I'm following him on his story. He said his hammy's been a little bit tender since, but I seen him sending a workout yesterday. So it looks like he's back on the HYROX wagon.
Yeah, he had a couple of voice notes off him this week, like, "Hi mate, can I push me training back another day? Yeah, can I change this for this?" I said, "Yeah, lad, do whatever you want."
That'd be me, that though. I'd have been still doing it now. Like, them ultras, they look good on the Instagram, and it did look a boss event, but I personally couldn't do it, lad. My body's just not. It's just not me for stuff like that.
Yeah, me neither, lad. Me neither. Like I say, it's one of them things where you've got to specialise in. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they all had a boss day. It was run by Rhea. It was something cool to do, blah blah blah. But yeah, it has a big cost.
Nice, lads. So yeah, I think we've covered everything there. Some good topics, some good some races. Now the HYROX is back home, we can finally touch on some results. So yeah, interesting. And don't know what's coming up next. Not in the next couple of weeks until Tenerife now, is it? Tenerife and then Athens, not long after.
Yeah, a couple of weeks. Yeah, and then there's loads in September. Things like Athens, Izmir, Tenerife. What's the other one? Rome. All in September. So there's going to be loads and loads going on. And
if anyone's got any tickets going for Rome, give me a shout out, because I'm going to book a romantic trip, and I'm going to go and see Adam in Rome. So any pro tickets with a flexi on, let me know, and I'll be out there.
Yeah, make it 2, or we'll do a doubles, lad. If Aaron will let you.
We'll do a doubles. Yeah, Aaron will kick off, but we'll do it. He'll let me do one with you. He wouldn't mind that. So we'll do one together. Yeah, any tickets, get on us. Our inbox is going to be full now, lads. But yeah, I'll catch you soon, lad. Yeah.
Also, thanks to everyone who's been tuning in and listening. We've had a couple of messages and stuff, people, so I really appreciate the support. Like, obviously, we're only doing this for a bit of a laugh, really. So I appreciate everyone.
Seems to be working.
Messaging us and all that. So yeah, nice one to everyone.
Yeah, appreciate it. Nice one. See you later.
See you later, lad.
Bye, mate.